What is up, everybody? Jarrett from Empire of Assets here, and today we are talking about the newly released 2021 Panini Prizm UFC set that just came out. Today is Friday, and the set released on Wednesday, so about 2 days ago. We have a little bit of price data to look at, and I just wanted to update everybody on what the prices look like, my thoughts on if you should be buying or selling, and what the kind of market looks like. So let's jump right into it. For a little bit of history, Topps has had the UFC licensing for the trading card market for at least the last 10 years, if not more. And this year is the year of the switch to Panini. And the first thing Panini did was introduce their flagship Prizm line to the UFC. The hobby boxes are what sold on Wednesday. This is a hobby and a retail product. I don't know when the retail stuff is dropping. If you do know when the release date for that stuff is, leave it in the comments. I would love to know when that is, just to try and scoop up some product myself. But the hobby box is released on Panini's website on Wednesday. They were $875 a piece, so definitely pretty expensive. Right now, they are selling on eBay for between $1,150 and $1,300, so between that $1,100 to $1,300 range. Definitely a nice product, a nice little profit for people that were able to get their hands on some of the product. I'm assuming it sold out instantly on the Panini website, just like everything else has been lately, which is a little frustrating. But what can you do? I think the cards look pretty good. There's definitely some cool inserts, and we will talk about some of those in a little bit. But right away, I want to jump into a little bit of a warning, and that is buying singles. Do not buy singles right now unless you really like a fighter and it's not ridiculously expensive. But if you are looking at it from an investing standpoint, basically what's going to happen is the hobby stuff got released. Demand is going to be really hyped up. Supply is going to be really low because just the hobby boxes have been out at $1,000 a box or more. So there's pretty little product. There's a lot of demand. And I see base Prizm cards right now selling for between $10 and $20, which is really high, especially in a product that is coming to retail, because thousands of these things are going to be printed, tens of thousands even. So then what's going to happen? Prices are going to spike right now like they are. They're going to stay high. Then they're going to drop off as more people open the product and stuff comes out. And then maybe they'll flatten out a little bit. And then retail drops and the prices are going to dip because there will be thousands of people ripping packs and looking to sell their singles. Look at the NBA is probably a pretty good comparison. A lot of their Prizm cards are basically worthless. Or you're talking less than $1 a card on the vast majority of them. So don't buy these UFC cards at $10 to $20 a piece. Wait for the supply to get out there, the demand to drop. And I would say in a couple weeks they'll be more reasonable, and after the retail drop, I would say 2 weeks after retail comes out, they will be really affordable. So definitely wait until after that to scoop up the base Prizm cards. I do expect that the parallel, or the color parallels will do sort of the same thing, especially the non-numbered ones. I personally think Panini has gone a little bit crazy on the color variations for Prizm. There's like 20 some different variations. I think the numbered are going to be very safe. There still will probably be a little more expensive right now, but those definitely are not going to drop nearly as much as the unnumbered stuff. Silvers always do really well, along with rookie cards. I don't know a lot about rookies in this set. If you guys do know any of the big name rookies that are in this set, leave them in the comments too. I would love to do some more research on those fighters, and I'm sure it would just be good information to have out there. So if you know of any hot upcoming fighters that are in this set, please let me know. But otherwise, the rookie cards will probably do the best depending on how the fighters do. And the paralleled color stuff is the only thing I would be looking at buying now, and I would even wait a couple weeks on that stuff because there will be a lot more of it out there. Numbered stuff is probably the safest. And then we have, there's some other inserts in the set. There's like a fireworks insert, and then there is some, I think it's called Instant Impact. I'm not a huge fan of either of these card designs. I also believe there's like a knockout insert. Again, not a huge fan of the inserts. There's not too many that I like, except for the most desirable one, which is the Color Blast inserts. these cards are probably my favorite card in any product, any hobby, any sport. I think the color blasts are my favorite because they are just so gorgeous with the super clean white background and then the color blasting in from either side, and they're always a really cool action shot of the player or the fighter. This is the first time this has ever been brought into the UFC. There's only been 2 listings on eBay so far. I wanted to update you guys on those. There was a George Masvidal, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but that one was listed for $5,000, sold OBO for $1,250. And then there is a Color Blast Usman, also I'm guessing from the same seller, listed for $5,000 OBO. I'm guessing that one will be a little more expensive, but I would say probably not over $2,000. And these cards are probably going to see the littlest amount of drop. Obviously, as more gets open, the supply will increase a little bit, but I've heard that they are only 1 per every 10 hobby boxes. A hobby box is $1,200, which would mean you have to spend about $12,000 to get one of these Color Blast cards, so I don't expect the prices to drop on them very soon, but there is some really great ones of these. Khabib has a card, Ngannou has a card, Nunes has a card, McGregor has a card, and I think that the Color Blast of these GOATs will do very well. One thing to keep an eye out for is that there has been rumors of the Ngannou-John Jones super fight. I don't think it's 100% locked in yet, but I expect John Jones also has a Color Blast, and I expect both Ngannou and John Jones cards to really see a build-up in demand leading up to that fight if it happens. That is going to be an incredible fight. It is definitely a super fight. I could see it being one of the most sold pay-per-view UFC events of all time, because you have Ngannou with an incredible backstory coming from Cameroon to France after so much struggle, and then taking up boxing or wanting to be a boxer, and then ending up taking up MMA because boxing was not paying them bills, and then he became the heavyweight champion. And then you have John Jones, probably the most talented and skilled fighter of all time, who has had the issues with PEDs and kind of a tainted career due to his life outside of the octagon, but absolutely an incredible talent, and he is moving up to fight Ngannou at heavyweight supposedly, and that will drive those prices of those cards through the roof, I think. So definitely something to kind of keep an eye on if you are looking for stuff to invest in the UFC card market currently. But I think that is all I have for you guys. So to kind of recap, boxes are sitting right around $1,200 right now for the hobby boxes. Retail is coming. Do not spend your money on singles unless they are numbered or they are the Color Blast inserts, or even the non-numbered parallels will probably do okay, but do expect prices to dip pretty heavily. If you guys would like to see more content on the UFC, subscribe. I always try and cover it with any sort of big news that comes out. Otherwise, I do videos on collectibles, investing. We're getting into digital and NFTs, so we have all kinds of videos coming. Subscribe for more content like that. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.